meron naman tinatawag na virtue as excellence. Okay? Dito, sa virtue as excellence, achieving the highest purpose of a human person concerns the ability to function. Paulit-ulit natin sinasabi, ability to function according to reason and to perform an activity well. Okay? Activity well, ibig sabihin mahusay. Okay? This excellent way of doing things is called virtue or arete. Yun na. According sa Greek, ano? Arete, virtue. Being an excellent individual works on doing well in her day-to-day existence, okay? And sabi pa ni Aristotle, yung excellence ay activity of the human soul, and therefore, one needs to understand the very structure of a person's soul, which must be directed by her rational activity in an excellent way. So, masasabing mahusay, masasabing magaling o excellent ng isang tao kung nagpe-perform siya ng maayos, okay? Kumbaga, nasa tamang lugar ka dapat. Yun ang sinasabi dito ni Aristotle, okay? So at paalala lang, hindi lang ito tuwing Friday ka lang masipag at pagdating ng Monday nakakatamad, kundi ang sinasabi dito ni Aristotle, sa day-to-day existence mo, dapat nakikita yung excellence o yung pagiging mahusay. Okay? Therefore, dapat nasa ugali, dapat nasa asal natin o nasa virtue natin, okay, yung ating tamang ginagawa, hindi lang yung pakitang tao lang. Ang punto, dapat mayroon tayong consistency sa pagiging excellent natin. Yan ang point ni Aristotle. So meron tayong tinatawag na two parts of human soul. Ito na yun, no? Human soul kay Aristotle. Ang una dito, irrational element of a man. At may tinatawag din siyang vegetative aspect. So una, irrational element of a man, irrational, no? At under ng irrational is a vegetative aspect. At ano itong vegetative aspect na ito, no? Dito, yung vegetative aspect, it functions as giving nutrition and providing the activity. Sa physical growth naman ito nakapokus ng isang tao, no? So, ito ay hindi siya part of a man is not in the realm where virtue is exercised. Hindi ito yung pinakapunto pa na kung saan physical growth. Hindi yun no. So it cannot be dictated kasi by reason. So ang punto ni Aristotle, ang virtue na sinasabi dito ay yung dictated by reason. Ito kasi physical growth kaya hindi yan yung real na sinasabi niya, no. So ito kasi yung tinatawag na natural process natin, no. Kumbaga ano ba yung pagkakaiba ng act of man sa human act? Halimbawa, sa act of man, ito kasing idea nito ay parang act of man, hindi na siya ginagamitan ng isip kasi natural ito sa tao. Okay? So, personal growth, okay, pwede yun. And sa pagpapatuloy pa, meron din naman kanina, vegetative aspect, providing activity physical growth. Dito naman, appetitive aspect, na kung saan work as desiring faculty of man. Okay? The act of desiring in itself is impulse that naturally runs counter to reason and most of the time refuses to go along with reason. So ito naman yung mga impulse, pero hindi pa rin ito yung natural rin sa atin na na hindi na rin ginagamitan ng isip, yung mga impulses natin, pero hindi pa rin siya pinapagana ng ating reasoning. So hindi pa yan yung realm na sinasabi ni Aristotle, no? Kumbaga ito yung tinatawag na irrational element. Una, yung pag-growth physical, o yung pag-aalaga natin sa ating physical, no? At the same time yung impulses natin, minsan natural sa atin yun mag-imagine, no? Okay, hindi yun yung punto. Hindi yun yung punto. Ito yung punto, no? Yung pangalawa, yung rational faculty of a man. Yung rational faculty of a man, ito yung may exercising ng excellence o yung pagiging mahusay sa kanya, no? So, meron din itong tinatawag na aspeto. Yung unang moral, yung isa intellectual. So, sa intellectual naman, ayan, sa intellectual naman, ito yung natututunan at nakukuha na kaalaman na sa pamamagitan ng pagtuturo, taught or by learning. Okay? Meron tong two ways yung na to, yung intellectual faculty na to. Merong philosophic and practical. So ano yung pagkakaiba ng philosophic and practical? Sa philosophic wisdom, ito yung kaalaman na kung saan may fundamental principles and truth that govern the universe. Katulad nito, ayan. 'Di ba sinabi ko na sa inyo yung iba't ibang mga ng philosophy, no? Ayan, mga theories. Ayan 'yon, tulad niyan, general theory, origin of things, ay metaphysics, ayan. So it helps, ito yung nakakatulong scaffold sa atin to understand the general meaning of life, no? So mahalaga rin naman siya, totoo 'yon, no? And yung pagkakaiba niya, yung philosophic wisdom sa practical, ito yung pagiging mahusay sa pag-alam ng right conduct, okay? Na nakikita naman na isa sa pamuhay naman natin in the daily living, okay? So, ibig sabihin nito, ayan, ayan. Para siyang para dito naman yung human act na kung saan yung ating theory, intellectual faculty, ay nakikita sa ating gawa. Halimbawa, sa human act, 'di ba? Sa pagdedesisyon natin, 'di ba? Gumamit tayo ng isip at nakatulong yung mga principles. At sa pagdedesisyon na yon, yung idea mula pa dito, and then sinapamuhay natin, ay hindi, magtutuloy ako sa pag-aaral at nakikita tuloy sa gawa mo. So, doon na balanse yung intellectual faculty na tinatawag, tsaka yung ayan, irrational element of a man, tsaka yung rational faculty of a man. Yung practical wisdom na nga, no? So, sa pagpapatuloy natin, Aristotle suggests that although the rational function of a person, yung kanyang moral and intellectual, are distinct from each other, it is necessary for humans to attain the intellectual virtue of practical wisdom in order to accomplish a morally virtuous acts. Okay? So, a morally good person has to achieve the intellectual virtue of a practical wisdom to perform the task of being moral. Aristotle, however, having intellectual excellence does not necessarily mean that one already has the capacity of doing the good, knowing the good that needs to be done in different from doing the good that one needs to accomplish. So, a morally virtuous man, for Aristotle, is someone who habitually determines the good and does the right actions. Moral virtue is acquired through habit. Okay? Being morally good is a process of getting used to doing the proper act. So, ibig sabihin, ang tao ay may iba't ibang paraan, rather, no? May iba't ibang paraan ng pagkatuto, lalo na sa kaalaman, sa mga theories, no? Ngunit dapat yung intellectual theories na iyon ay makikita sa practical wisdom or sa pagsasapamuhay natin, no, sa pang-araw-araw. So, matalino o maalam na tayo, no? May mga ganun matalino, maalam, tapos hindi naman tayo marunong maglinis ng bahay. Hindi naman tayo marunong magsaing, hindi naman tayo marunong magwalis, hindi naman tayo mabuti sa kapwa, hindi naman tayo nag-aayos sa pag-aaral natin, no? Masasabing hindi ito virtue. Matalino lang tayo, pero hindi pa ito yung virtue na sinasabi dito ni Aristotle. Kasi nga po, ang virtue dito ay masasabing balanse. Pero kasi pag ganito, kulang yun. Pero dapat balance, no? Dapat yung intellectual wisdom ay makikita sa practical wisdom. Okay? Kumbaga, right theory leads to right practice, rather, no? Sa madaling salita, yung salita natin ay dapat nakikita sa gawa. Okay? Balanse. Balanse ang dito, ang punto ni Aristotle dito. So again, all the things that come to us by nature, we first acquire the potentiality and later exhibit the activity. This is plain in the case of the senses. For it was not only by often seeing or often hearing that we got the senses, but on the contrary, we had them before we used them. Okay? And did not come to have by using them. But the virtues we get by first exercising them, as also happens in the case of the arts as well. So, for the things we have to learn before we can do them, we'll learn by doing them. So, sa pagsasapamuhay natin ng ating natutunan, yun, pagsasapamuhay, no? Doon papasok yung totoong learning na tinatawag. Okay? Doon na nabubuo yun. Intellectual, then pagsasapamuhay, doon na nabubuo yung learning. Kasi, nagiging totoo na sa atin yung ating mga natututunan. Na-experience na natin na isa sa pamuhay na sa pang-araw-araw no? For an instance, no? Sa isang rose, no? May isang tao na kukuha ng rose. Ngayon sa pagkuha niya ng rose, yung una hindi niya alam na may tinik pala yung rose. Kaya nga pagkuha niya ng rose, hindi niya alam na kapag kinuha niya yun, dapat may pag-iingat. Pero sa pagkuha niya, natinik siya, nasugatan siya. Kaya naman yung next day, nag-attempt siya ulit na kumuha ng rose. Pero sa pagkuha niya ng rose, hindi na niya binarabara, ginamitan niya na ng isip. Teka, may learning na kapag kinuha ko to ng ganito, magkakaroon ulit ako ng sugat tulad ng nangyari ngayon kahapon. Kaya ngayon, ganitong paraan ko kukunin yung rose para hindi ako matinik. Kaya yung pagkuha na niya ng rose ngayon, bagamat may tinik, pero hindi na siya sugatan. Kasi nga, natuto siya doon sa kanyang experience, okay? So, nai-apply niya ngayon yung kanyang intellectual, no? And ganoon din sa buhay natin, no? Na kung hindi naman tayo magkakamali, okay lang magkamali sa tingin ko, no? Kasi yung pagkakamali na yun, nagbibigay din sa atin ng pagkatuto. Therefore, part talaga ng buhay yung pagkakamali. Kasi may paglalagyan yan, no? Yung life na yan, sa life natin, yung pagkakamali na yan. For life is balance, no? It's a combination of positive and negative, black and white, pagkatuto at pagkakamali. Ang mahalaga lang naman dito, ang punto lang, sa pagkakamali natin, natututo na tayo. Okay? At nagkakaroon tayo ng maayos na pananaw pa. Nagkamali ako nito. Ito na yung gagawin ko ngayon para mas maging better pa ako. Okay? That is continuous and divisible. It is possible to make more, less, or an equal amount. And that either in terms of things itself or relative to us. And the equal is an intermediate between excess, okay, and defect, or kakulangan, deficient. By the intermediate in the object, I mean that which is equidistant from each other of the extremes, which is one and the same for all men. By the intermediate, yung gitna, relatively to us, that which is neither too much nor too little, and this is not one, nor the same for all. For instance, if 10 is many and 2 is few, 6 is the intermediate. Okay? Taken in terms of object, for it exceeds and is exceeded by an equal amount. This intermediate, according to arithmetical proportion, sabi dyan, but the intermediate relatively to us is not to be taken. So, if 10 pounds are too much for a particular person to eat and too little, it does not follow that the trainer will order 6 pounds. For this is also perhaps too much for a person who is to take it, or too little. Too little for Milo, a famous Greek athlete, no? Yung too much for the beginner in athletic exercise. The same is true of the running and wrestling. So thus, a master of any art avoids excess and defect, but seeks the intermediate and chooses this, the intermediate not in the object, but relatively to us, according kay Aristotle. No? So, ang point lang naman dito, ang nililinaw lang naman dito ni Aristotle kung ano yung good dito at ano ba yung good dito, yung sa doctrine of mean or yung sinasabi natin na intermediate. Okay? O yung mesotes na tinatawag, yung tama lang, no? Pag kulang ka, bad yun para sa virtue ethics, no? Pag sobra ka, bad din yun. Ang punto dito, sakto lang, sapat lang dapat. Yun naman ang pinaka-sense lang naman yun, no? Based kay Aristotle, a morally virtuous person is concerned with achieving her appropriate action in a manner that is neither excessive nor deficient. In other words, virtue is in the middle, or the intermediary point in between extremes. So yung mga kulang at saka yung sobra extreme na yun, no? So generally, feelings and passions are neutral, which means that in themselves, they are neither morally right nor wrong. And a morally virtuous person targets the mesotes. Ayan na, yung mesotes na sinasabi dito, no? So, kay Aristotle, the task of targeting the mean is always difficult because every situation is different from one another. Okay? So yung mesotes, constantly dapat yun, constantly moving depending on the circumstances, whether she is in. The mean is not the same for all individuals. Okay? As pointed out by Aristotle, the mean is simply an arithmetical proportion. So ito yun na yung paglalinaw dito ni Aristotle, no? Or sino ba yung mga virtuous person? Okay? Ang mga virtuous person ay ang tawag sa mga taong gumagawa ng nag-exercise ng mesotes, doctrine of mean, o yung virtue, o yung tamang asal, okay? Sila yung mga nakakahit doon sa doctrine of mean. Sila yung mga dapat na i-model o yung gayahin, according kay Aristotle, no? Yung intermediary or intermediate, yung nasa gitna, no? According pa kay Aristotle, ayan, targeting the middle entails being immersed in a moral circumstance, understanding the experience, and eventually developing the knowledge of identifying the proper way or the mean to address the particular situation. Okay? So, Aristotle's discussion ultimately leads to defining what exact moral virtue is. According doon, a state of character concerned with choice, lying in a mean, that is the mean relative to us. This is being determined by a rational principle, and by that principle by which the man of practical wisdom would determine it, no? So hindi madali yung pagpili sa doctrine of mean, no? O yung tinatawag nating virtue or yung intermediate, yung sakto, sapat or akma lang, no? Bakit kasi? Bakit po, no? Kasi nga po, kailangan natin maging consistent dito. At higit sa lahat, ginagamitan natin ito ng tamang pag-iisip natin upang makamit o maisagawa ang isang tamang asal o yung virtue na sinasabi dito. So, moral virtue is firstly the condition arrived at by a person who has a character identified out of her habitual exercise of particular actions. And secondly, In moral virtue, the action done that normally manifests feelings and passions is chosen because it is in the middle. And thirdly, the rational faculty that serves as guide for the proper identification of the middle is practical wisdom. So again, dapat ito ay habitual, okay? O nakikita sa ating pang-araw-araw na buhay. At ang dagdag pa ni Aristotle, kinaklarify niya, not all feelings, passions, and actions have middle point. When a mean is sought, it is in the context of being able to identify the good act in a good situation or in a given situation. However, when what is involved is seen as bad feeling, passion, or action, the middle is non-existent. Okay? Hindi nakikita natin doon yung middle because there is no good or mesotes naman doon. Wala namang mabuti doon kasi wala naman siya sa hulmaan ng mean in something that is already considered a bad act. So, hindi lahat ng marunong mag-isip ay tama po yung iniisip. Dapat nasa mesotes or good o yung nasa lugar, no? So again, dito naman, nilinaw naman, sino ba yung mga hindi naman yung gumagawa ng mga hulmahan ng mean or virtues? Ito yung mga vicious person or vices. Vices kasi yung tawag dun sa kakulang at saka sa sobra. So sila yung mga vicious person. Vicious. At yung mga gumagawa naman ng virtue ay mga virtuous person. Okay? So katulad nito, yan. Ito yung isang halimbawa na lamang ng mesotes. For example, no? Yung middle niya self-control. Kapag kinulang ka, indecisive ka naman. Okay? Kapag kasobra-sobra naman yung self-control, impulsive ka naman. Hindi yung virtue. Okay? Ang virtue diyan na tinatawag ay self-control. Halimbawa, yung courage. Pag kulang ka, duwag ka naman. Cowardice. Okay? Pag excess ka naman, recklessness ka naman or reckless. Yung pabigla-bigla naman, reckless. Okay? For an instance, yung idea ng truthfulness. Pag kinulang, sinungaling. Pag sobra naman, tactless. Ano? So yun. Yung doon lang sa gitna. Hindi kulang, hindi sobra. Okay? Dapat sapat lang. So, Aristotle's virtue ethics start with recognizing that happiness is the ultimate purpose or telos of a person. As the ultimate purpose, happiness is deemed as the final and self-sufficient end of a person. So, it is by realizing the highest goal of a person that she can achieve happiness that is also considered as the greatest good. So, attaining happiness is arrived at when she performs her function. Ayun, no? Performs her function, which is to act in accordance to reason. Hindi lang basta yun, basta ginagamit ito in an outstanding manner. At hindi lang basta ito, dapat outstanding, excellent manner, no? It is in doing her function well that virtue, excellence, or arete, no? Na tinatawag, no? So sa conclusion natin, yung malinaw na sinasabi ni Aristotle ng ultimate purpose or telos ng tao ay yung happiness talaga, no? At yung kaligayahan na ito ay matatamo lang kung nagagawa ng tao yung kanyang proper function na paulit-ulit nating sinasabi. Okay? Ang kanyang kakayahang mag-isip. Isipin kung ano yung tama. So kapag hindi tayo nag-iisip o hindi natin ginagamit ang ating isip, hindi natin nagagawa yung ating proper function. Okay? So, kapag hindi natin nagagamit ang isang isip natin or ang isip natin tulad ng isang mga bagay or yung mga bagay-bagay ay pag hindi nagagamit, ano bang ibig sabihin nun? Nabubulok, nasisira, no? So, nawa, patuloy natin gamitin yung ating function, okay? Ang aral na ito ay isang napakagandang lesson para sa ating buhay na kung saan binigyan tayo ng Diyos na kakayahan para gampanan yung ating mga dapat na gampanan sa buhay. A proper function, yung mga bagay na kung saan hindi naman natin trabaho, huwag natin trabahuhin para ma-less natin yung ating tinatawag na stress, okay? Para hindi tayo ma-pressure. Napakaikli lang ng buhay para hindi tayo mamuhay ng tama. Kaya students or yung mga viewers natin kailangan pahalagahan natin yung kakayahang ibinigay sa atin ng Diyos, yung kakayahang mag-isip ng tama. So maraming salamat. Thank you.